Hey there all cider lovers. Time for another cider review. And yeah guys, you guessed it right. And yes, you're not hallucinating. We are going to Kopparbergs bryggeri. Or in the, as we say, or you say in the English speaking world, Kopparberg Brewery. Taking a look at their Naked Apple apple cider. Coming in at a lovely 4.5% ABV in a 500 ml can. There you go, guys. There's a look at the can. Nice looking can, I think. It's a nice traditional cider can. Now, some minor things before we proceed. This one says, there we go. That's in Swedish. It says torr äppelcider, means dry apple cider. If you're looking here, it says medium dry apple cider. So, and there again, dry apple cider. So what is it? Is it a dry apple cider or a medium dry apple cider? A little bit confusing there, but made and canned by Kopparberg Brewery. Contains sulfites, says there. So yeah, no surprises there. Guys, I did a Kopparberg review at the very beginning of my review business here on YouTube. Let's crack it open. There we go. Some good smoke, and this one is going out. Yeah, I have only done one review of a Kopparberg offering, and it was their extra strong, I believe, extra strong apple cider. It was a 7%er. And that is a long time ago, just when I started out reviewing. So, I mean, I see this cider basically all the time, and I always kind of pass it by. I used to drink quite a fair amount of these ciders back in the day, but saw it the other day and I thought to myself, you know what, I'm going to do a proper review. I'm going to pick one up and review it. So here you go, guys, for your enjoyment. So in view, guys, what do we have? As you can see, pretty high carbonation there on this cider, clinging to the walls of the glass. There you go. Pretty nice looking golden color to it, actually. Looks nice. Let's get the aroma then. So yeah, there's definitely a good deal of apple on the nose. There's definitely that distinctive kind of apple wine thing going on there. I think this is made out of apple wine or maybe concentrate, but it has that distinctive apple wine aroma to it. Yeah, a little bit dry smelling. But I mean, on the whole, it smells pretty okay. So with that said, let's dive in and see what we're going to get. Cheers, everybody. Okay, let's go for another one. So yeah, okay, not a bad cider at all, guys, if I'm going to be absolutely fair. And I mean, I do know that Kopparberg, of course, they are, of course, the recipients of a lot of hate, one can say, from cider lovers and cider enthusiasts. And I mean, perhaps no wonder. I'm not a big fan of their alcopop cider, or their kind of cider pops, more kind of alcopops than a cider, I would say. Not a big fan of their very sugary sweet ciders. But this one, definitely one of the better ones from this brewery. This is also definitely pretty sweet, I have to say. So I would more say that this is a medium dry apple cider than a totally dry apple cider. That doesn't make sense because you definitely have a sweetness in there. A little bit on the sugary side, more so a sugary sweetness, but on the whole, it's not a bad cider. You do get good amounts of apple flavor in there, and that's the big issue, right? I mean, if it just tastes like whatever sugar, then it's not a cider. But it says cider and it tastes like apple cider. You do have a good deal of apple in there. But I mean, we can delve a little bit further into this one. I'm just going to get a final sip here before our final conclusion. Yeah. Highly carbonated. It is a little bit, I have to say, verging on being sugary. Not really sugary, but kind of verging on being that. So it's a little bit of a thin line there. It is a little bit thicker in consistency in the body there, and it's probably due to the sugar. But on the other hand, it is quite drinkable at the same time. It is good. It's a good amount of apples in there. You do have apple flavor. It's not that artificial apple flavor that some of their ciders have. So this is a little bit more on the natural side. That said, it's not a craft cider, guys. It's not a craft cider. And if you buy Kopparbergs, you don't expect them to be either. So have to be honest with that as well. I think this is a fairly good cider. Fairly good. Drinkable, one of their better ones, I have to say. And I mean, it goes down. And probably if you have a hot sunny day, this would definitely be a little bit more palatable, I guess. But on the whole, good, drinkable, loads of apples in there. A little bit sugary, on the verge of being sugary, but not fully so. So, I mean, drinkable. Rating, I'm going to give it a 3.5 out of 5. I think that 3.5 out of 5 to be fair. That was everything I had for today, guys. Feel free to chime in, thumb me up if you like the review, subscribe to the channel. Take care, guys. See you next time.